can't hear you for some reason. Is it me?
I muted the mic.
Oh.
Because it's not like we record a podcast every fucking week. I have no clue what I'm doing, apparently.
It's okay. It's been a while since we have been going live, to the general public together.
I know, but it's really our people in there. Like we got Julie, Crystal, Jeanette, Veronica, the day ones. How y'all doing?
Oh my gosh. I am so excited to talk about this season. It was crazy.
Real quick, like, how do we feel about the reunion on a scale of 1 to 10?
Stop it! I was gonna say that, girl. We be right here.
Like we do this. It's like we do this.
I would give the reunion a 7, which is like graded on the scale. Yes, it's very, very good for Love Is Blind. What would you give it, and then we'll explain.
I think about the same, 6.5, 7. Definitely an upgrade. I feel like the Lachey's are getting better.
Yeah.
Only took 6 fucking seasons, but they are progressively getting better.
Somebody must have talked to them and was like, let's let Nick talk a little bit more and kind of take the lead, Vanessa, and you just kind of chime in here and there, because that's really what it felt like. And that was leaps and bounds better than the past when she was really running the show and being very opinionated and weird.
So, I agree. Mm-hmm. I also think the way they included the pods into this reunion kind of made it feel a little bit, put together, like cohesive, like putting a bow on the season or whatever. But shout out to whoever told Nick to talk some more.
Definitely.
Surprisingly, I think he's really great.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
It was not perfect, but I don't think that was his fault.
By no means, yeah.
But I think he did a really good job. I think the reason I didn't give it higher than a 7 was because, one, and we'll talk way more about it later, they spent way too much time on past couples. Like, probably 45 minutes of the hour and a half was spent talking about old couples who were there, including giving them questions to ask the couples on stage. It was too much. And then the total erasure of Jimmy and Chelsea's like relationship was weird as fuck. Mm-hmm. When that was the main, they were like the main couple with all the drama that everybody was so interested in all season.
Yeah.
And they were a blip on the radar on the reunion. It was very, I literally started fast forwarding towards the end. I was like, because I got like 10 minutes to the end and I was like, okay, they haven't really talked to Chelsea and Jimmy about like where they are now and their relationship and why it didn't work. Maybe it's still coming. Started fast forwarding. They talking to Chelsea and Kwame and stuff. And I'm like, oh, so I guess y'all just not going to talk to them. Like, for real.
Like, I honestly don't care that Chelsea works for Love Is Blind. Like, it's really not that big of a deal for me. I don't care. Is she the new host? I don't care. She's not.
I don't care.
That was weird. I also wish they would have digged a little bit deeper in Britt and Ken's relationship. Especially having that whole, like, race moment, being in an interracial relationship that they had on the show, and just to not even address
they didn't even talk about the AD's like role in that and how people were blaming her. They didn't give them a chance to rebut that or explain that, like none of it.
Yeah.
So they missed out on some huge things. But then Jeremy and Laura and Sarah Ann got like a 30-minute segment. Why did we spend so much time on them? Why did we spend so much time on them?
I don't understand. They got more time than this quote unquote successful couple.
I know. Which
we don't care.
We didn't care. Because I definitely fast forwarded through Amy and Johnny just a little bit.
Yeah.
I know y'all ain't broke up. I guess
there's no way.
There's no way. But
that would have been the gag of the season if that happened.
The gag of the season. So yeah, like overall the reunion was decent, but the bar was absolutely in hell. And as long as they didn't do what they did the last 2 seasons, it was gonna be better, which they didn't. So it was better.
Yeah, I was getting a little shaky for Vanessa. When everybody up there who was pregnant or getting ready to have kids.
I know. I was like, oh, here she go. I was like, here she go.
She shut the hell up.
She did. And I was very happy to see like the way that she handled the Jeremy and Laura and Sarah Ann situation was leaps and bounds better than how she handled the Jackie and Marshall and Josh situation. That's how hard I wanted her to go at Jackie and them, but she didn't do it. And then also actually having Sarah, and not here Sarah, but Laura like present on Zoom and not just some pre-recorded BS like they did with Jackie and Josh. Good job.
Yeah, because it could have been done.
Yeah,
it could have definitely been done. It could have been done with Jackie.
Yeah,
you know, so it could have been done. But I do appreciate that. But can we start with them? Because those are some bunch of clowns.
Yes, we have to start with them. We have to. First of all, Veronica in the chat complimented your background, Myra. Yeah, I told Myra that she like to be shitting on me with the background, and she didn't care. So
I was like, if it looked crazy, I would turn it off, but it actually looks kind of cool.
Girl, you know what's gonna look crazy. Get out of here.
Sometimes the light can be off. I had to turn off a few other lights in here.
Y'all, Myra's so fake humble. Anyway,
thank you, Veronica.
Julie said in the chat, better than last year, but not amazing. Nick wasn't holding back. He wasn't. He was not holding back. So yeah, let's start. Okay. I'm trying to think. Are we focusing on the reunion, or are we talking about the season as a whole? Like, where are we trying to go, or do we want to talk about the reunion a little and then talk about the season as a whole, or what do we want to do? And y'all try to let us know.
I say the reunion, and as it pertains to the season, we can kind of go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Since they didn't do it on the actual reunion. Girl. We had to learn about what job Chelsea is doing now, which we found that out 2 seasons ago. Like, she got that job after their season was up.
Did she really? Yeah. What did she do for Love Is Blind? She like in casting?
Yeah.
She does casting, and she chose Kwame, but anyway, she should have casted herself. They cute now. I'm gonna let them slide.
I mean, they've been hanging on. She started casting after their season, though. So,
okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, let's start with Jeremy and Sarah Ann and Laura. I was so happy once again that Laura was here in like real time, even in Spain. I think where she was, I don't know if she was probably in like a totally different time zone or whatever.
For sure,
but she was there and she was locked and loaded, and we just knew that she was about to come with the classy drags, and that's exactly what she did. Like, she didn't even have to hit below the belt. She just told them what it was. Like, they were super disrespectful to her, have been, and hey, they have been like with no remorse at all, and it's not a cute look at all.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with her. You know, those are our little mini Republicans on the show, but I do agree.
Is Laura a Republican? Somebody clear this up. I don't recall.
It's given bad reproductive rights vibes, but
the only one we know that's confirmed is Sarah Ann. Okay.
Which I expect nothing less. She gave exactly what I expected from this reunion, but I do appreciate Laura. Like, she didn't really even have to do too much because they, like you said, they had zero remorse to what happened. They didn't even apologize until she said, like, y'all clearly didn't have any remorse, so y'all didn't care. And then Sarah's on social media talking about we are entertaining y'all. So what are we doing here? Are y'all even really together?
That's another thing that I liked about this reunion compared to past ones, them bringing in all the stuff from social media and like really just going at it full steam. I absolutely love that. I've been seeing clips of her pop up. I didn't even see that one. Sarah is such a clown. Like, that's all there is.
She is a clown. I think she thought her coming on the reunion and the things that she was saying would redeem herself, but it didn't, sis.
It did not. And then she had the audacity. I did see a clip from her earlier. She was getting interviewed by some outlet talking about trying to play the victim, talking about the girls at the reunion was bullying her.
No, the girls at the reunion.
It's not bullying, girlfriend.
It's not.
No.
Republican behavior.
You know what? My thing is, why would they leave you in the group chat when you blatantly went after this engaged man who is engaged to somebody who is also their friend. You kind of put them in a position to where they had to pick sides. So of course they're not gonna pick your side. You made it easy, like there was a much better way for her to go about getting with Jeremy. Like you really did all that over Jeremy, and y'all can't even stay together half the time. It's clown behavior.
Was that Jessica who was like, every time I see them, they broken up?
That was Chelsea. Chelsea ate that one little thing. I was like, damn, Chelsea, do I like you now?
She did.
Because Chelsea and Jimmy was coming for both of them. And I was living. I was like, oh, yes. Turn this around.
Honestly, I think Chelsea and Jimmy in a different world, if Chelsea was healed, could have worked. They seem like they could have worked together, but as it stands today, immediately no. Immediately no. Yeah, Julie said that she thought she was hot shit. Sarah absolutely did, and Sarah was dead wrong. She was dead wrong. They also showed this clip from the lake party where Laura and Sarah Ann were having a conversation, and it really gagged me that after having that conversation with Laura, Sarah Ann really rode off into the sunset on a jet ski with this man right in front of her. She's not a girl's girl.
Knocked her off that jet ski. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm still here trying to help you, trying to give you advice, and you just ride off with him. The disrespect was crazy.
Yeah. It's just wild. There's no redeeming qualities from that. Like there's no coming back from that. And I think she thinks there's some way that she can redeem her image with this.
Yeah.
It's not, girl. Especially after they aired that, because Laura was very calm. Yeah. Very like, you know what? I'm not mad at you. Like, yes, that was shitty. I did feel a way about that text. Yeah. Not mad at you because he made a commitment to me, not you.
Exactly.
And she still kept it real with you. Like, you need to leave him alone too. And clearly, if y'all breaking up every time y'all seeing each other in the club,
how you breaking up like that and you live together? And so is she like fully packing her shit and moving out every time they have an argument? Like, what's the tea?
Possibly.
I can't.
How you breaking up multiple times and it's only been a year though?
It's only been a year.
Like maybe this ain't it.
It's not, because
I don't even think they're together now. I think they came on the show to save face.
Because they just have such a rocky foundation, you know. And like I said, we had the situation from one of the seasons last year where Zach chose Irina, and then him and her broke up fully, and then him and Bliss started back up. Sarah Ann, this wasn't that, babe. And if that's what you was going for, you went about it all wrong. Like if you and him was going to get together, like, because I think somebody even pointed it out, like the timeline is not that long. Like she could have waited to let them see through their relationship and have whatever was going to happen with them happen. And it would have still been like maybe a month and a half later that they would have probably not got married, and you could have hit him up and you wouldn't be dealing with all this backlash and all this so-called bullying that you want to call it. Like, you just did it real grimy, and you've been grimy ever since. So this is what people are gonna treat you like this.
I mean, that's the tweet. That's the tweet. I don't understand what they thought it was gonna be. I really don't.
Yep. Kawale.
Is it like Wale's? That'd be cool if it is.
It is, right? I think. Let us know. It's given we have to act like this is a real relationship because everybody against us. That's the thing. They just gotta be like this because they are fighting against so many people. But y'all fighting a losing battle.
We know.
Julie said, "Yep, they are literally on together to spite everyone else, but don't nobody else care.
We don't care.
Everybody else is sad for y'all because y'all seem miserable. It's giving unhappy.
It's really miserable because it hurt her." And that group had to be iced out. Oh, she couldn't wait to unfollow them, but follow all of the fiancés. That was kind of weird.
Over a man in a Hawaiian shirt and a white suit. You ain't got no friends. You ain't got no allies.
I just cannot be with somebody who's willing to have their fiance at home and be talking with me in the car. Like you ain't winning, babe. You're not the prize.
And nobody believes y'all that y'all didn't even kiss that night. Nobody believes
5 a.m. Y'all, and she told me, y'all know I could talk. Girl, he don't care. Get the fuck out our face.
Okay, literally. You know what? And let's not do another mistake I feel like Nick and Vanessa made was they spent way too much time on them. So let's not do that.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Carry on.
Carry on. Next up, they brought out Wreck-It Ralph, aka Trevor.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Yeah. And the way they show those text messages, having one text message pop up at a time.
Like, the editing on that shit. Editing on that shit. They put in some work on that because that is not how we receive.
Okay. That was so crazy. That was
the sound effects and everything.
Everything, girl. So if anybody's not familiar, there was this whole thing where an ex of Trevor's came out, exposed some text messages, exposed the fact that they were in a relationship, and he planned on going to the show on the show, literally just for social media clout. He never planned on getting engaged or anything like that. That was exposed. So they brought him out on stage to try to explain himself. And this man paused for like no less than 5 solid minutes.
The silence heard around the world.
The silence was so loud. The silence was
so loud.
Loud. I was like, really, Trevor? Like, this is what we're doing?
And I bet it was longer than that. I bet it was longer than that. They had to cut it down for the sake of time.
I can't believe that man had the audacity to be like, she was never my girlfriend. But you were saying that you loved her and that you wanted to marry her, sir. That doesn't matter. Y'all official title don't matter, bruh.
You don't just say that.
You don't say that. And you know what? It was an interview or something with AD came out today, and she was talking about one thing she thinks the show needs to do better is the vetting process for these men. As far as don't just ask, are you in a relationship? Yes or no. Ask them, are you talking to somebody? Are you sleeping with somebody? Are you dating somebody? Have you recently been engaged in the last 6 months? Like, they need to be asking those type of questions.
And I think that's fair because am I dating somebody is a no, but did I break up with an engagement 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I ain't asked that. It just does have to be a better vetting. And it seems like it's always with the guys.
It needs to be a better vetting, and it needs to be a better what is the word? Because they've been going because like Jeremy said they approached him to be on the show. Why the fuck are y'all approaching Jeremy to be on the show? Like, be so for real. Why? What was it about Jeremy that y'all saw on Instagram that just gave like, oh, let's put him on this show? You know what I'm saying?
The drama.
But it's epic.
I feel like they was looking for another Zach.
Yeah, somebody quirky. But it's like y'all not even doing good background checks because Jeremy also got allegations and stuff against him out, like DV allegations.
Ooh.
Producers, protect these women better.
Chelsea, get it together.
Okay.
What did you do?
Bring other Chelsea up here, like, girl, what's going on?
Season 4, Chelsea. Sorry, y'all.
Yes, stop letting these men slip through the cracks. It's crazy. Okay, Kawale. K-Wale. I like that. K-Wale. That's cute.
K-Wale. Oh, so it is like Wale.
Yeah. She said, just weird, had no business being on the show. No business. Julie said, do you want to get married? That needs to be an essential question too. Like, are you for real going to get married if this works out?
Because I mean, Clay would have been disqualified if y'all would have asked that.
We're going to talk about our boy Clay. But
anyway, we got to ask a little bit more questions because you got people, usually, unfortunately, it's the women who are really, in for it. They putting their hearts into it. And then y'all got Trevor
there to play around.
Yeah.
Girl. So then Nick promptly dismissed Trevor. Other than like, you can go now.
And he did actually
see that sad stack of man just walking.
It did not go well for him. I think he really was looking for a come up, some type of social media presence. I mean, I know these people make decent amount of money off of like cameos and stuff, but it just didn't go well. When you have bad intentions, it usually doesn't.
It always comes to the light. It always comes to the light. Oh, okay. Next up was AD and Clay. Y'all, I didn't think I was gonna get weak in the knees for Clay again, but he been reeling me in all season. He lost me at the altar, and then he reeled me back in on this reunion because I was like, my eyes were welling up with tears listening to him talk and listening to him get choked up and him talking about the mistake he made and how AD is the love of his life and him being in therapy and how his parent situation affected him. Like, I believe him.
No, I do. I believe him. But there are consequences to your actions. So, unfortunately.
I know.
And I wish that like AD stood on that too.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, as much as I wish it could have worked out, yes, girl, really. Weak. It's
I mean, I was feeling it. I was feeling it. Like I believe him, but two things can be true.
I think so too. And now, because I was thinking originally when he signed up for the show, just like how AD kind of called him out about she didn't think he ever was going to get married, and she felt like he went into the show knowing he wasn't going to get married. I initially felt like that too. Now I'm not 100% sure. I feel like this process helped Clay learn a lot about himself, and I feel like maybe he didn't even realize how traumatized he was by his childhood and his parent situation. I think he probably just went on the show just for something fun to do, not necessarily to get married, but thinking that he was open to the possibility, only to realize that absolutely
if it happens, it happens kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't think it was like, I know I don't want a wife, but I'm gonna go on the show anyway. I don't think that anymore personally.
Yeah, I think it was more so, I'll try it. If it happens, it happens type of thing.
Which is how a lot of people go on that show.
Yeah, which is fair. But I feel like if you're gonna take that route, maybe you should work out some stuff on your own because it's not therapy is blood.
Yeah.
Because he talked a lot about, finding out about himself and AD helping him through that. Yep. But that is not the purpose of this show. Like AD didn't come on here to guide you through your childhood traumas.
Right. At the cost of her feelings and her heart. That's the price that she had to pay to help you grow and learn. Yeah, that was extremely unfair for her. And I just felt bad. It just felt sad. It just felt like, to me, it felt like two people who love each other and care about each other and who just can't be together. And that's very sad to see.
Yeah. And this timeline and this lifeline, I guess they just can't connect. Hopefully it works out, in some other storyline, but I don't know. I do feel like AD just need to move on.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah. And I do feel like he feels he lost his person.
He needed this to happen, in order to grow too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it. I think hopefully he can be the man that he really wants to be, and that something good can come out of this. But it probably is going to be at the cost of him losing AD. Even though AD was on a podcast earlier and she said that they're not dating at all. She will not give Clay another chance. She's really invested on him learning his lesson that he had her and he lost her, which is fair. But she was like, whenever they see each other out, they be out hugged up and booed up, and I was like, so they basically low-key in a situationship. Which somebody in the comments of one of these videos on TikTok was like, okay, you don't want to go from being a fiance to a girlfriend, but you went from being a fiance to a situationship, sis.
Well,
that's a valid point.
I mean, that's tough. Because it does, I feel like she did love him. So, I mean, I do give her some grace. Also, I really love AD. So, maybe I have a little bit of bias towards it. But I do give her some grace. Like, I mean, when you love somebody,
it's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. It is really hard.
Yeah.
And being a girlfriend wouldn't have helped. Because I don't think he would have made the progress that he made if she was okay with him being a girlfriend. He would have walked all over her.
That's exactly what she said, too, on that podcast. She basically was like, Clay didn't believe her when she told him that if you break up with me at the altar, we're not going to be together.
Yeah.
He rolled the dice and he took a chance and he was wrong. But with that being said, how do we know he not getting what he wants from her just from this little situationship? I think if she gonna cut it off, she needs to cut it off. Like maybe not just never talk, but why y'all boot up and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a year.
Yeah. Also, AD seems very flirty too. So I mean, I'm not surprised if they out in public hugged up and stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
Tisa said, I didn't believe. Tisa, you so tough. No mercy. Julie said, you could tell he knew he fucked up big time, but it's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
It is too late.
It was giving me Keenan and KK. Soul Ties is crazy. Who is Keenan? Am I missing something? Who is that?
No,
do you know who that is? Girl, let us know. We'll know like everything. Tisa said, did 80 look different to you? Yes, I think she shortened her eyelashes probably about like an inch.
Oh yeah,
probably good.
Yeah,
I think she probably just she looked amazing. She looked amazing.
Short her eyelashes.
Girl, them lashes was long. They were
long as fuck. I
was at work the other day and I saw somebody and I swear their eyelashes was like 2 inches long. It was insane, and I'm just like, wow, girl, how?
The butterflies.
No, literally caterpillars. Yeah. And okay, she said, Kawali said he did say he wasn't in love with her like that after the wedding. He said that, but I don't know, his actions and how he was acting at the reunion said very different. Because I was very caught off guard when he said that after the altar also. But he said that's the love of his life now.
I mean, it seemed genuine. I would hate if all that was fake. I do love the moment that he had with Brett. Immediately when they brought that up, I'm like, he was talking about Brett because he don't.
That's when I cried for real. That's when I did cry. That's when I did cry because I just felt like I felt so sad for Clay in that moment because I really felt like he really wants to be this like great guy, great husband, and I don't think he doesn't think he's capable of that. You know what I'm saying? It's very sad. I think it's in the fact that he wants it shows that it's in him. Yeah. He needs to believe in himself. Hopefully therapy is helping him get there. But that was literally the only time that I was happy that they had the older couples there because that moment between him and Brett was really, really cool. And I really hope that they exchange information or talk or something because that was a really, really nice moment.
Yeah, Brett has always kind of came off as that big brother. Even on season 4, he was kind of that big brother for Marshall. Yeah. So I'm sure if Clay is open to it, he will be more than willing. To kind of make that relationship happen. But I know I love that. Just seeing just even other Black men kind of connect on that level is always good to see.
It was great.
Yeah.
Kawale said Love Island season 5. Okay, I need to check out Love Island. Folks love talking about Love Island. I have never really watched it, so I need to watch it.
Reality TV addict over here.
Period. Love it. Okay, next up, we can go through them super quick. Johnny and Amy, they're happy. I wrote down glad their segment was quick. Johnny said he didn't know a lot about birth control before this. Clearly you didn't.
I love the question of was condoms not an option?
And they never even really gave us a good answer to that.
No, all they said was that he learned about birth control. I'm so glad that he took sex ed. Love that for him.
At 28. Sir, I can't. Happy for them.
But they seem. I'm glad it worked out, especially with families blending together, and it seems like they're getting along great. So, love that for them.
They have to have one successful couple, and I also felt like them parading all the past couples around was them just showing like, "Hey, this show really does work. Stop shitting on us, saying that it doesn't."
Yeah. I even think going back to Trevor, I even think having him on and them quote unquote grilling Trevor. It's basically giving that signal hey, if you want to get on this show, don't come here with that BS. And
they made an example of Trevor.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Which he deserved it.
Yeah, well. I don't know why out of all the people, they didn't let what was old dude that was with Aaliyah last season? They let him not show up.
Uche. Never forget Uche.
Never forget.
Trevor wanted to show up though, because his whole point was to be on TV. So he was never going to let his one little last 5 minutes of fame. So that because he said that he had a little speech prepared how he was going to try to get out of this, but then they bust his ass out with them texts and he was speechless. So,
sir, you can't even remember lines. How you going to get famous? You can't remember lines. Your lines that you wrote.
Your lines that you wrote. Anyway, I can't with him. So they had the past couples ask questions, and of course, Micah asked as the messiest question. She asked Jimmy about hooking up with his friend, and my thing is, this is one of the only times they even really interacted with Chelsea and Jimmy and talked about their relationship. Yeah. The fact that they picked the one thing that Jimmy was the absolute most uncomfortable about to spend all this time on for them was crazy. Like, this was literally the most time that we spent on them, and he was cringing the entire time they was talking about it. Like, he was so uncomfortable.
I hate that she did it on camera. I know they kind of glossed over because they kind of asked the rest of the cast, and I think either Clay got cut off or in posts or how they edited it sounded like he got cut off. But I was with Clay on that. Like, I think if he told you that in private, you shouldn't have brought it to TV. Yep. Period. I don't care you forgot the cameras were there. No,
I don't believe her.
No big ass cameras. It's not an iPhone, girl. Like, you didn't forget they was there.
I think that him telling her that, which I think he did the right thing telling her, y'all are about to get married. I think you need to be as honest as possible, especially if this person is still in your life. If it was somebody who's not in his life no more, who cares? But if that person is actively still in your life, your fiance absolutely needs to know that. And I think that that was the source of some of her insecurity with him. Not all of it by any means, but some of it. And I feel like she wanted an explanation on camera for why she was acting like that. I think that's why she said it.
Yeah, because I think she wanted to be clear. She still looked crazy, but she still looked crazy. Yeah, it's a lot that she need to work out with herself too. But
but you know what? It was so funny because Nick, this is one of the only things that Nick did wrong. He was like, "Who thinks that Chelsea was wrong for doing that? Raise your hand." Are we kindergarten, Nick? Why are you taking a
Nick is trying the best he can?
That was so ridiculous. Nobody, I think like Jeremy raised his hand, and then eventually Clay or somebody chimed in. But I'm like, why are we taking group consensuses over something like this? Come on, fool! Like, what's going on?
He tried.
He trying.
He said, I've only been doing this for 6 seasons. I don't know what I'm doing.
Mediocrity must be so nice. Must be great. Nice.
I mean, you get to host a whole TV show.
Okay. Yeah, Julie said, I think Chelsea did it on purpose to justify her chaotic behavior. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. That does make sense.
It does not make sense. Let me see. Okay. And you know what? Jimmy did say, apparently a year later, that has pretty much tanked his friendship with that girl. It sounded like him
it has to,
and that girl are not cool anymore for whatever reason. That was a very, they just wanted to really keep that hush-hush between them. I get why he felt like he needed to tell Chelsea, and Chelsea messed up real bad putting it on television. And that's crazy that it ended their friendship. Dang. That's really sad to me.
Yeah, that does suck. Because clearly it sounds like if the man is telling you, but I'm not like an insecure person either.
Yeah.
I feel like if he's telling you like, hey, and it's not clearly not for show, he's telling you in private, I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Just so if something comes out and you're not blindsided by it, to me, that sounds like that's somebody that's trying to be open and honest with you. That doesn't give me any type of insecurity.
Him hiding it is the red flag.
That will be the red flag.
Telling you is not the red flag.
Yeah.
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
But for somebody like Chelsea, he was never going to win. Because if he didn't say it and she found out, that would be something.
Bingo.
So.
Bingo. Yep. Oh, that was sad. That's sad that they're not even friends, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I could continue a friendship. Like I could forgive you, but like that, the people that know us in our real life and watching this, now they know. Like that's awkward as hell.
That's awkward. That's super awkward. So then they had a segment where literally we spent more time on Jessica and Jimmy's relationship than we did on Chelsea and Jimmy's relationship. Apparently Jessica and Chelsea are really, really close now, which is cute. Chelsea looks so uncomfortable when Jimmy and Jessica were having that whole little back and forth, which I love Jessica. I think it was a little bit overblown because I saw that interview that she was talking about. I don't think Jimmy said anything that bad. I personally,
I fast forward through that. I had to, because that was some bull.
That was some bull too. And the fact that I get her not being happy about it, but the fact that it brought her to tears was crazy. it felt like get this girl an Oscar. Because I'm like, he didn't say anything that bad. He said he felt like the show gave you a good edit and something else. Like, it just didn't seem like it was that deep. And I think that's how he was thinking of it too. And then she was like, you said I stormed out of our date, and it was not. Now, granted, she didn't storm out in 10 minutes. Did. But who cares?
It don't matter.
Is that
and they went back. I feel like I was really like, when that was happening, like I said, I fast forward. I'm like, why are they giving it so much time?
So much time.
She's on another reality show. That's why they gave it so much time.
Oh,
they're trying to get people to like, have her moment, get people to like her.
They do that, on The Bachelor. They have like the women tell all, and they have the after the final rose, which is like their little reunion thing. And like, there's always like some type of big dramatic moment usually, and it's usually the girl who's gonna be like the Bachelorette or something like that. This was Jessica's like Bachelorette. Watch me on what is it? Perfect Match. Watch me on Perfect Match type of moment, because it was just not given. Like, even Jimmy, I think, was confused by why she was so hurt. And then, like, it just, because even when he was saying the stuff he said in his interview, it didn't feel malicious. It felt kind of playful.
So, I don't think anybody who would have read that interview or heard that interview would have been like, F Jessica. Girl.
I know. And the fact that, Netflix, while I appreciate receipts most of the time, the fact that they gave us the full receipt on how actually long that conversation is, and we never got one receipt on Chelsea and Jimmy, was so crazy. It was we never got one behind the scenes with them.
Chelsea ain't on the new show. I mean, that's what it boiled down to. Because it just really didn't make sense. And then her being worried about having a bad edit, like, girl, I forgot about that whole like bar scene.
I did too.
I completely forgot about that.
And she's already even explained that on social media. I don't think she was getting that much heat for that. Maybe a little bit, but compared to everybody else, that was probably just some light work.
And then for us to see that you cool with Chelsea now, like, I mean, if y'all cool, like, what?
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Julie, they were heated for like 10 minutes. Like, that was so overblown, especially, like I said, when you have seen his interview and you're like, is this all, or did I miss something? Was there another interview where he was like trashing you or something? Like, because that was not
her life must be really great if she felt like that was trashing. I've gotten worse DMs on Instagram.
No, literally, probably right now. DMs.
Probably somebody in there now.
It's somebody madder than that at me right now. Exactly. Kwali said the thing that thing confused me. I don't know what we were talking about. Yeah, they were just showing, because there was just a very dumb debate about whether she stormed out their date in 10 minutes or whether it was long. It was such a nothing and did not matter.
Yeah, it was a non-factor. It didn't
so unimportant. It was so unimportant.
If they chose each other, or if he chose her, whatever, they wouldn't have made it. I think it just boiled down to she had a kid and Jimmy didn't want to deal with that.
And he thought Megan Fox was on the other side of the pods, which they did address that. They did address that with Chelsea. Very briefly, Chelsea, admitted that was a very dumb thing for her to say, but she has been taking the criticism like a G, and I guess, girl.
I was waiting for Megan Fox to show up, but I guess they ain't had a budget.
Girl, Chelsea asked, she was like, is she here, girl? Megan Fox ain't said nothing about this. She knows what's going on. She just not care.
They could have got her ex-husband. He said something.
Right.
How you would get the ex-husband to speak on something that's about her?
Absolutely not. Okay, next we finally had a very short segment of Brittany and Kenneth. They again, Pat on Sign gave us nothing. They just told us that they are besties. They talk all the time. Kenneth said he was so into his phone because of his job. They gave us nothing. It was just a whole lot of nothing.
I mean, it was giving Freya vibes anyway.
It was.
From the get-go. It was really always giving Freya vibes.
And while they were talking about, they just hope they're going to make sure whoever they're with next will understand that they just friends. I don't think y'all got to worry about anybody being insecure about y'all's relationship.
No. Y'all didn't do nothing. It never was any chemistry.
It's not giving anything.
They can literally replay the shit.
Literally.
Pull up the Netflix and see what their relationship was
y'all
like.
Not Jimmy and his friend. Okay, and that's very clear. So ain't nobody got nothing to worry about. Even Chelsea wouldn't be insecure about y'all.
Yeah. And they're both teachers, so I can get how they hit it off. I mean, he's a principal and she's a teacher. So I get how they kind of became friends in that way. But yeah, there's zero concern.
Zero concern. And it's like Nick and Jessica didn't even prompt them to talk about why it didn't work out with them at all. We got none of that. I mean, we know, but they still could have talked about it.
They could have. They really would have appreciated the whole racial aspect of it, because this is called Love is Blind. Yep. We're in America. It's going to come up potentially.
Exactly.
So it would have been nice for them
to use
time on that.
Nick and Jessica are not equipped to have a conversation like that at all.
Yeah, I feel like they would have either fucked up or passed it off to like Clay or AD.
They'd be like, Clay, how do you feel about a black man and a white woman? Which is also
or Kwame, again, another fuck up. So it's probably for the best that it didn't come up.
But you know what? They could have talked to Chelsea and Kwame and said, hey, how has the racial dynamics of their relationship, how has that played a part, good or bad in their relationship? And Kenneth and Brittany, were y'all afraid of that? They weren't equipped to have that conversation.
Yeah.
They and just plus, were not.
Kwame isn't equipped because he's always only dated white women. I mean, that's no shade. They can one date. True. But the issue is that Ken has never.
That's true. So he can't relate.
He can't relate. Yeah.
He can't relate. That's true. That's very true. Randomly, Matthew got brought up. I forgot about him. Apparently, him and AD went out on a date or two. AD girl, it's no men in North Carolina. Like, what? Why would you go out with him?
I don't understand where she seen the cuteness at. Also, I've been seeing this like remnants of AD and Jimmy.
I know, because Jimmy said in an interview that the door is not closed for him and AD or something like that.
I can see that.
It got to be other men in North Carolina. It has to be other men.
Apparently not. Slim picking.
Slim.
Or maybe it's just Charlotte or something.
Maybe so. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little congested.
Same. I keep muting here and there.
Literally. Okay. My next message was, I said, did they seriously not talk about Chelsea and Jimmy's relationship and breakup? I'm so confused. This is when I got to the end and they showed, Zach and Bliss's baby shower. We started going back to the other couples again, seeing what they was up to. It was a couple minutes and I was like, we really not about to talk about Jimmy and Chelsea's relationship outside of Megan Fox and his best friend situation. That's all we're getting from them. That's crazy.
I mean, and that's what we got. Julie said, yay, pollen. Yes. We suffered.
We died.
We could have saved 30 minutes if they wouldn't have went in. I didn't mind the past cast members being there.
Yeah.
I get their purpose of being there. I didn't mind it, especially most of these are from season 4. That's my favorite season thus far.
Yeah.
But we spent so much time. That could have been a little 30-minute, 40-minute segment that they threw up. Like, where are they now type thing. Yeah.
Separately. Exactly. And my thing is the way they interacted with the past cast members, it gave that they were trying to fill time. But why are you trying to fill time when you have shit that you haven't talked about?
There was things to talk about.
There was stuff to talk about.
There was plenty of stuff to talk about.
There was totally, but they were trying to fill time with them. And I'm like, what? It was ridiculous. That was so ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, congrats to Bliss and Zach.
I know. I'm happy. I truly am happy for them. I'm happy for all the couples who've been successful.
Cell phone footage that?
Yeah.
They couldn't even send a cameraman out there?
Maybe Zach and Bliss weren't having it.
It don't sound like it, because they could have easily zoomed in like Laura did.
Girl, they asked them if they would zoom in from the damn hospital.
They probably was just over it. Yeah.
They did. They did. But yeah, I don't know why they would be trying to fill time when they had. So they were talking about people have been speculating online that maybe because Jimmy and Chelsea have already had such a tough time online because of the season, have gotten so much backlash. Maybe they just felt like there wasn't really much else to say. But even if y'all didn't want to delve into their relationship and why they broke up, ask them what's up with them now. Why is he touching her leg? Why are y'all holding hands? Like, what's y'all status? Like, we didn't find out until today. That's fair to ask,
yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't find out until today, where Chelsea has been doing interviews saying that her and Jimmy tried to date for like 4 days after they broke up and it didn't work out. So why couldn't she have said that last night on stage, though?
I mean, she could have, and they could have chopped it out.
Why?
Because we need to know what is Zach and Bliss baby shower look like.
We have to know the gender of their baby. Even though Bliss literally had on a pink dress. Media. And she had on a pink dress, and it really gave. Baby girl.
Why did they make a big deal out of that?
I don't know.
Like, I didn't even have to. I think it said "welcome girl" or stuff like in her decorations and stuff in the background.
Netflix just becoming so close, but still somehow missing the mark. Like, this was y'all best reunion, and y'all still could not cross the finish line with something so simple. Like, every other couple, we had an update, we had a resolution, we had a status, we knew what was going on for them, except for the one couple that was the absolute most talked about. The one couple that was the reason why people who weren't even watching the show started watching the show when they were seeing clips and the discourse going on about this couple. We got barely anything. They were less than 10 minutes of an hour and a half reunion, and we left not knowing what was up with them. Netflix, what's wrong with y'all? Are y'all okay? Like, what?
Well, Chelsea from season 4 don't have any say-so on the production side.
No, she don't. We need to take our complaints to somebody else.
That just sucks. It just really sucks. I do like the whole like little moment where Jeremy tried to throw Jimmy under the bus.
That was cute.
As the villain.
Hilarious.
Love that. Because it's clearly you, Jeremy. It's clearly you.
But then he apologized to Jimmy before he even apologized to Laura, and he fucked over Laura way bigger than Jimmy. He made one comment.
He's a clown. He is a freaking clown.
Problem apologizing to Jimmy.
None at all. He even went from, I didn't say that. I didn't know I said that. If I said that, I'm sorry. All within like 5 minutes. And he couldn't give none of that to Laura.
Give nothing. Nope. Julie said they made a big deal about because Sarah was running her mouth about the show being for entertainment. I mean, clearly it's not, because I wasn't entertained as far as Chelsea and Jimmy. I needed more.
Barely entertained by her.
I know.
Yeah, I think the way they went at Sarah Ann for that is another one of those, like, let's make an example out of.
An example. Mm-hmm.
They want this show to be seen as something serious and real and not like people trying to become influencers.
When everybody knows that Sarah Ann is a clown and nobody's taking her seriously.
Nobody's taking her seriously.
I haven't even seen that clip, and I've been seeing clips of her. I hadn't even seen that clip until they showed it. Ain't nobody studying Sarah Ann and her fake relationship. Last thing I wrote was having the food on stage was shade to the lawsuit. Buffet on stage. That was so
funny. My God. And they had, I don't know who it was because I was like quickly fast forwarding and I just heard the voice. I didn't see what mouth it came out of, but somebody was like, the best part was the food. Y'all let it go.
Let it go.
We get it. Y'all been feeding them.
Y'all feed them people. Okay. They definitely showed them eating way more this season.
Way more.
I
mean, full-blown buffet. Talking let's eat. This is how we celebrate.
All I'm gonna say is I don't know what goes on those sets of the set of this show, but what I will say is Netflix can't even get the reunion of this show right. So I'm not gonna be shocked if they forgot to feed them people a couple times.
Absolutely.
Like, that's not a stretch.
Yeah.
Not a stretch.
And then for the sake of the show, you want to get these people drunk, so they give you something that you can pull and make drama out of.
Exactly.
Easiest way to get people drunk is on an empty stomach.
It's true. Y'all wasn't feeding them people. It's fine.
Y'all wasn't. Y'all telling on yourself now. Y'all ain't giving them people that food.
Julie said clown behavior covered in glitter. That's Sarah Ann. Clown behavior in a prom dress. Literally.
Oh, I don't feel so bad. She was really trying to redeem herself. Poor little Tink Tink.
Poor little Tink Tink. Okay, so overall, what do we think about the season? Final thoughts. Was it a good season of Love Is Blind, given everything that we saw, including the reunion?
I mean, I'll give it an 8, combining the reunion with the overall season. I think it was pretty good. It kept my attention, the season overall. This is the best reunion they have had thus far. That's saying a lot. I was entertained. I do love the moments of realness, the moment with Clay's parents, the interracial kind of conversation, that moment with AD talking to Sarah Palin. Like, I love all of those real moments.
Yes.
Because, if y'all want this to be the real show, that's real life. These are things like people are dealing with in real life. So I do love that they brought that aspect to it. And I love that AD had a fan with a whole ass sign in the audience.
I know, that was cute. And
I love that for her.
And they called it out.
Yeah. So, overall, great season. It was fun.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to get better reunions as we go forward.
So where do you think there is room for improvement in future seasons compared to just this season?
I think we could pull back a little bit on the past couples.
A lot of it. A lot of it.
They can be there. They can even be the people asking the questions, but like full blown, like, where are they now? Like, let's just have a Netflix special on that.
Agreed.
As far as the season, going back to what AD said, because AD all day, we stand. Vet people better.
Yep.
Vet people better.
Yep.
I think the drama is still going to come because these are real, these are supposed to be real people. Real people have things that come up. I think you're going to get a good season. Like, let's not just be like, let's get a quirky one. Yeah. Let's not ask people, were they ready to get engaged 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Like, let's dig a little bit deeper so we can really get some success. Like, y'all want this to be seen as, they kept doing the numbers of like X amount of couples out of so many have made it. Y'all can make it even better. Y'all can make it even higher if y'all vet a little more.
And the drama is going to come. Like, everybody that has a successful love story is not going to be boring Johnny and Amy. You're still going to get some drama also. And obviously, you do have to put some people on there who you're going to guarantee you're going to get some drama. But it shouldn't be a majority of the cast. Maybe 50-50. Give us 50-50. Give us 50% of people who are serious about finding love and 50% of people who just want to be on a TV show. But don't make the people who want love to be women and the people who want to be on the TV show men.
That's not the 50-50 we want.
No. That's the split that we want. Like, y'all playing in our
faces. That's not cool.
Yeah. But overall, I really liked season 2. It was super fun to watch. It really kept me entertained. Like, I was literally on the edge of my seat, like, waiting for every Wednesday to come to watch the new episodes. So that was super, super exciting. I just enjoyed watching the season. It was fun. The social media aspect was really, really fun because there was just so much commentary, so much discourse. I love the contestants talking about the social media. If something to improve, pull back on that a little bit and take out them spoiling the season, because I love that they even brought up Sarah Ann spoiling the season by making TikToks in Jeremy's house. How did y'all just let her do that? Like, how?
I guess they really don't have full control over people, but
stuff. This is the worst it's ever been. It's never been like that. You know what I'm saying?
If we making examples out of people, y'all need to do that. Because y'all do ruin it. And y'all know how the fan base is. Y'all know that this show is very big on social media and y'all are leaning into it. So make it more of a consequence for the contestants to keep shit under wraps.
Agreed. Yeah. But I love this season. I thought it was super, super fun. I'm not mad that we only got one successful couple, because if Chelsea and Jimmy would have got married, I would have been pissed. Just like that one girl who was there with her husband, who we still like kind of scared for her. I can't remember their names, but they from one of the last 2 seasons.
The pregnant one?
I don't think no, not Alexa. the other girl, she had like an updo. Remember her husband kind of crazy. He seemed like he kind of had like some anger issues. I don't remember their names.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. I think that was one of the seasons I didn't watch, so I didn't really connect with those people.
I can't remember if they're either from season 3, 4, or 5, one of those damn seasons. But yeah, he seemed crazy and they still together. Yeah, that's how I would have felt about Jimmy and Chelsea getting married. So I'm actually very happy that a lot of these couples said no. I wish the circumstances were different with AD and Clay, but he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. And only thing I wish would have been different about that is I wish AD would have been the one to walk away from him because he was telling her that he wasn't ready for a long time. Also,
yeah, I agree on that. I think in a different timeline they could be together, but unfortunately not this one.
This one. Not this one. Are you gonna watch The Perfect Match with Micah, Broke Izzy, and just
they lost me with Izzy? Immediately no.
Why are he talking about his credit figs? Why are people who's not even in a relationship?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Proof of funds, Izzy. Proof of funds.
Literally. It literally. Actually, I watched I think the first season of The Perfect Match, and I actually liked it. It's actually a pretty good show, so I might check it out. I'll report back if I do. But yeah,
they completely lost me with Izzy.
You was like, I absolutely cannot.
Great looking guy. I think he's a decent dude, but I don't know. It just seemed like, let me go get this bag real quick.
No, literally. He got nothing else to do. Jeanette said better than the last season. Who are they trying to convince with sharing the successful stats? Us, but we can't be fooled. We don't care. We don't care, Netflix.
I think Jeremy and Sarah Ann was trying to be a part of that success.
No.
Which, do they count those?
No, they shouldn't. I think
they count Zach and Bliss.
That's different. Come on, girl. Don't even put them in the same sentence. Don't even put them in...
They broke up at the honeymoon.
I was about to say, if Sarah Ann and Jeremy get married, then they can be counted. But I will be very surprised if they make it to get married. I will be very, very surprised. They can't even stay together long enough.
They was broke up at the reunion.
Girl, by the end of it, girl, they was like clenched hands at the beginning, and by the end, it was like a foot between them on the couch. They broke up literally sitting right there on the couches. Literally.
Chelsea said every time they see him.
I believe it. Girl, embarrassing. Well, so let's talk about winners and losers before we wrap up. So who do you think was the biggest winner on this? Like, who had the best showing?
That are we going to count the obvious win?
Who?
Dang, I forgot their name. Amy and Johnny.
Are they the biggest winners? I mean, they're the biggest winners from the season, I guess, because they got a successful marriage. But from the reunion, who do you think did the best?
From the reunion,
yeah.
I mean, I think Clay. Honestly,
his redemption arc is given to me.
I mean, to me too, because we got some mixed feelings on that.
I think so.
But yeah, I think even just taking out like the whole AD side of it, them having that back and forth with Brett, that was a win for me.
Agreed. I also think Laura had a really great showing too. I mean, she just seemed cool and confident and sophisticated, and just really shitted on Sarah Ann and Jeremy and make them look like the lies that they really were. It was so easy.
Yeah,
it was very low hanging fruit, but she still did it, so she has to get credit for that. 100%.
That, yeah.
Who is the biggest loser or losers from the reunion?
I want to say Jeremy because I can't stand him.
Okay.
I think he is a lion-ass liar. But I got to give it to Sarah. Because not only do you look dumb, you are not a girl's girl. Like, who's doing that in 2024? And then also, you ain't got no man. So.
And she lost a man on stage.
That's what I mean. You ain't got no man. You literally lost your man.
You did all that for what? Did all that for what? Yeah. Clown.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been better if she just would have like we tried it didn't work out. That could have been your redemption arc, but you really leaned into let's act like
I'm gonna stick by my man. Yeah.
You look dumb.
She looks worse than Jeremy only because she was talking louder. She was talking louder. She was arguing harder.
Yeah.
She called Laura a pick me because Laura literally said he picked me. Girl, that's not what a pick me
is. That's not what a pick me is.
You don't even know what it means.
You don't even know what it means. You are the pick me. Look at what you're doing right now.
Yeah, and now you're calling people bullies, saying you got bullied at the reunion. Girl, nobody bullied you.
Did she say that on the reunion, or like she said that on social media?
She said that on social media. She had an interview from a news outlet, and she said that she was bullied by the girls. Them kicking her out the group chat and how they treated her at the reunion was bullying. So now she playing the victim card.
Nobody ever told me no.
Mm-hmm. Very entitled. She absolutely looks the absolute worst. You know what? This isn't a real award, but I would definitely have to say most improved goes to Nick and Vanessa because the way the audience was ready to burn them down with tiki torches after the last couple seasons, we were so done with them.
I think, was that season 4?
I think it was after the Jackie Marshall John
that's season 4. Yeah,
so everybody was pissed, including us. Rightfully so. So they have come a long way. I mean, like I said, the bar was absolutely in hell. It did not take a much for them to improve, but I appreciate them improving nonetheless. I'm sure their comments are not flooded the way they were a year ago.
Didn't they have to turn them off?
Yes.
Sick of them.
Yes.
That's why they keep saying, the fandom are vicious. Yeah, y'all know, huh?
Y'all know. They definitely know. They definitely know. So I will give them props. I will give them credit where credit is due. Like I said, their biggest mess up was Nick crowdsourcing answers and them not touching on some really important things that were glossed over. But like I said, I don't really know if that was them or that was something from production. I don't think they just forgot to ask. I think they just planned not to for some reason, and I don't know why. So
it could have been left on the cutting room floor like that. You know, we got an hour and a half. That's edited down for sure from like probably 4 or 5 hours.
Exactly. Somebody brought up the idea on online today because like on the Bachelor franchise they have Bachelor in Paradise is where contestants from other seasons come on and get to mingle in a much more like open environment from their original shows or whatever that they were on. They get to meet new people. I guess this, Love is Blind is the perfect match is I guess their kind of version of that.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I wish they would have like a true like Love is Blind version where they give people like AD, like a true like second chance at love because she got played and cheated on her season. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there are a lot of people like that. Like if Marshall wasn't engaged, he will be somebody who will fall into that category too, who really got his time wasted and deserves another chance. So I think that would be cool. But
yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah. I wonder if AD would be willing to do that.
I think so.
You think so?
I think she would. I don't think that she's a clout chaser or anything, but I think she don't mind being on TV.
Love.
Yeah, and I think she definitely would love another chance. I mean, hell, she giving Matthew a chance. Somebody make this girl the Bachelorette because I think AD to have a real chance with some good men. Like
she deserves. Well, sometimes on the Bachelorette, they don't really be picking the best of men either. So
They don't.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you and these casting folks need to do better. Step y'all game up.
I would love. They could even do another Love is Blind with the people who deserve to have a second chance. I'd be open to that. Yeah.
Maybe like a condensed season or something like that. And maybe with the goal just being to set up couples and not necessarily be forced to get married in 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of see. It could be like a Netflix special. Like a little speed dating type of thing or something. That would be cute.
Yeah, because I'm thinking now, like the whole blind thing isn't really.
They know who
each other they know who we are. Yeah.
Yep.
So
that would be cute. Netflix, if you use this idea, y'all better cut the check.
Just make us the next host. Well, yeah. I mean, we still getting paid.
Getting paid. Exactly. But yeah, y'all, this was a super fun season. We appreciate y'all watching it along with us, and we just love talking about it. So I don't know what the next reality show is going to be for us, and we're going to talk about, well, we definitely have to do this again, maybe like Big Brother or something like that. Obviously we can't give like recaps because it's too many episodes, but maybe like at some point in the season, and then like at the finale or something like that, do a live.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like maybe we could do predictions, because once we know the cast, a midway, and then at the end kind of thing.
You know what? Like that. My favorite Big Brother podcast, Rob has a podcast. They do a draft.
Mine too.
At the beginning.
Not marathon. You put me up.
All right. But yeah, they do a draft, but when the cast comes out, but before the first episode, they do like a draft, and like, one person picks this person, one person this person for their team or whatever. So that would be a cool way for us to keep up with the show, to do like a little draft thing, and then we can update like weekly as our people like get eliminated. And see who wins the draft. See whose person ends up coming
like
out.
Like a bracket, like a March Madness type thing? Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. You just pick players based on your first impressions for your team. Mm-hmm. And then we just see what happens. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, I would have definitely lost if I did that for last season.
You would have lost on that and Ranger Games.
I stopped watching that once I realized
so ready for you to see that episode, and then you never brought it up again. I was like, I know she know. I
know. F that show.
The newbie had to go. It's just how it goes. It's how it goes, Robert. It's okay. But yeah, y'all. We hope y'all loved keeping up with the season as much as we did.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a second season this year. We did last year. We got 2 back-to-back. So
I feel like we'll
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like especially after this season, it did so well. I know the ratings were probably crazy. We're absolutely getting another season this year. So
for sure. But we'll be ready to recap for sure.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us on this random Thursday night. We'll talk to you. Well, I'm about to say, we're recording a bonus episode soon. So if you're on the Patreon, you'll get a bonus episode very soon, and you'll get a shot episode. So be on the lookout for both of those this month. And if you're not on Patreon, it's not too late to join and to get in on all of that. So
yeah, this is how our lives go when we do our live podcast recording. If y'all hear those, this is kind of the vibe.
Yep.
With a little bit extra, because we ain't live. So.
I forgot we weren't just on Facebook, and I definitely was cussing a little bit extra. We definitely do a lot of that.
Yeah. But we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Check out the Patreon if y'all want more of this, and listen to this week's episode. We have a new episode dropped this week, so listen to that.
Yep, we did. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.